I would like to welcome you all. We will keep welcoming people as they join. So I would like to first welcome you all. My name is Pushparaj Pant. I am a public health researcher currently based in Bristol, UK. Uh, I am a board member of NIRI. I'm thrilled to be here today and welcoming you. We are incredibly excited to hosting the fourth edition of this annual research symposium today. This year's symposium is especially pertinent to Nepal's unique context. We understand the challenges our nation faces from difficult geography, limited research infrastructure to the shortage of skilled professionals, obviously maybe due to migration. That's why today's theme, application of emerging technologies to overcome challenges in Nepal's healthcare, education, and research is so vital. Today's we have you know, 7 speakers lined up. Kamal Dakal, Subhash Sedai, Tulsi Acharya, Prakriti Karki, Prakriti Thapa, Reshika Rimal, and Suraj Acharya. Uh, Through these presentation of the 7 speakers, we are trying to join the technology with education, healthcare, and research. In education, emerging technologies can revolutionize learning. We can customize experiences, alleviate teacher shortages, and widen access to the high quality educational resources, ultimately supporting the efficient delivery of services across the board. And in healthcare, new technologies and digital health offers incredible solutions to overcome geographic barriers and address the shortages of clinical expertise. Uh, AI-driven diagnostics for early disease detection and efficient data management to improve health outcomes, especially in our rural areas. They are the not only ideas, but some practical strategies we will be discussing today. And in research, particularly leveraging digital technologies and artificial intelligence, we can revolutionize data analysis. We will also hear from our presenters today how they have used the different data sets. Nowadays, we don't need to uh, learn or have a separate artificial intelligence tool because most of the existing digital technologies have been integrating it within those platforms. Today, we will also have the opportunity to hear from our speakers how to build a skilled workforce in advanced technology, stimulating local innovation and encouraging the utilization of our existing healthcare data. We have invited a diverse audience, including university and government officials, experts, active researchers in emerging technologies, early career researchers, and indeed the media and anyone interested in staying informed about the science and emerging technology. I would like to welcome you all. We believe that by coming together, sharing recent data, and engaging in an open discussion, we can collectively pave the way for a brighter, more technologically advanced future for Nepal. Once again, warm welcome to you all to the symposium. Last but not least, I would like to thank the members of the organizing committee, Dr. Saroj Shah, Dr. Rupendra Shrestha, Dr. Bhagavati Sedai, Dr. Deepraj Thapa, Suraj Parajuli, Shriya Basnet, Drona Pokhrel, Kritika Bhandari, and also would like to thank the advisors, Dr. Om Kurmi, Dr. Tara Sigdel, Dr. Tulasi Acharya, Dr. Sangeeta Srotriya, and Dr. Rajendra Pangeni. Thank you very much. Uh, Rajanji?
Thank you, Pushpaji. Now we'll move to the first speaker. हजुरहरूलाई सबैजनालाई फेरि स्वागत छ हामी सबै धेरै खर्च नगरिकन हामी सिधै मुभ हुन्छौँ टु द फर्स्ट स्पिकर। हामीसँग फर्स्ट स्पिकर डक्टर कमल ढकाल हुनुहुन्छ। मैले चाहिँ धेरै समय स्पेन्ड गर्न चाहन्न उहाँको इन्ट्रोडक्सन गर्नलाई। म क्विकली के भन्न चाहन्छु भने चाहिँ डक्टर कमल ढकालले चाहिँ ब्याचलर्स आइएससी र बिएससी पृथ्वीनारायण क्याम्पसबाट गर्नुभयो, मास्टर्स फ्रम द टियु, केही वर्ष नेपालमा पढाउनु भयो सेन्ट जेभियर माइतीघरमा, अनि पिएचडी युएसबाट गर्नुभयो युनिभर्सिटी टेक्सस अर्लिङ्टनबाट, र अहिले एफबी वान अफ द लार्जेस्ट कम्पनी हो ड्रग डिजाइनको, त्यहाँ काम गर्नुहुन्छ। त्योभन्दा बढी इम्पोर्टेन्ट के छ भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ कमल ढकाल इज अ राइजिङ स्टार भन्न चाहन्छु म। किनभने उहाँ चाहिँ आफूले गरेको रिसर्चलाई कम्युनिटीसँग जोड्ने, देशसँग जोड्ने र नयाँ पुस्तासँग जोड्ने कुरामा एक्सट्रिमली प्यासनेट हुनुहुन्छ। एन्ड थ्याङ्क यू फर जोइनिङ अस डक्टर ढकाल। नाउ टु यु। थ्याङ्क यू।
Namaste. Is my voice is audible to everyone?
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you and namaste everyone. And I know it's too early here in California, but I'm really excited to share whatever I have done since 15 years. Is it okay? Let me first send request. Here is not turned on. It's like it looks like somebody has to give me a right to.
ए सरी हजुरलाई तर सर उहाँलाई को होस्ट बनाइदिनुपर्छ होला।
Yes, I allowed. Now you can share, please.
Okay. Is everything is sorry, that's just modified. I just modified, didn't forget to do. Right. I just make it very short, since this is 15 minute, I used to give like long talk, so I just got short in 10-15 minute. Whatever I can. So far I have done in 15 years, I have to say in 15 minutes, so it's gonna be challenging though. So without going more details, I know thank you Rajendra ji for giving me a nice introduction at the beginning. Since for the time being, let me start with the that window also will bother to you. All right, so as I got notified, I don't know, I can speak in Nepali too. So as Dr. Rajendra Pangini sir asked me to give some talk about like emerging technology, but there are so many emerging technology are there in the healthcare center. But mostly where my research is, where I am more expertise on, or where am I working on, I'm outlining the. Okay. Few things which is in the biomedicines. I know like many people who is audience here, or even I know Dr. Tara sir also is involving in this research. I outlined four things: gene therapy, regenerative medicine, AI, and precision medicine. Which is precision medicine is now it is emerging as byproduct of the AI also. And if you look at the technology, there are every day there is so much advances, advance in the technology. How do you even just to measure the oxygen saturation? How much better sensors are there? Like anything you do every day, technology is so fast changing because of the market. As you know, competitive market, everyone like to beat others one. Even in our drug industry, like it takes so much long time to make a drug, almost $1 billion. But in the constantly in the market, there is a fear the other guy will coming, and then we have to beat again. So technology is coming fast because of the competition. And so the layperson, like if you are from the basic background, I know some student has asked me whether I can join. I said them that just to register the link. If you are just in giving it neuroscience, which is very complex in 2 slides, as you see, neuroscience, our brain is the central CPU of our body. Everything, whatever we do is controlled or processed by the brain. Technically, we don't see by our, we see through our brain. We don't feel our by skins, we see, we feel by the brain. So everything goes to the brain. If brain process, then only you know that. And technically, why every people nowadays is interested in brain? The first of all is there is a huge initiative in the US and the EU, even like brain mapping. There was a big project which recently completed. Yeah, government have spent billions of dollars to understand the brain because we study, we know so much things by here. We even reach to the Mars, even Moon, but we haven't reached yet inside our brain because it's so complex. What we know in medicine, like, if you go to the surgery, just a basic anatomy and physiology, oh yeah, this part belongs to this. It's just a correlation we know, but how does brain work? Still, it's unknown. And then many, if you are the students here in audience, honestly, don't scare from, oh, this is biology. That I used to do when I was a physics student, right? So you can look at brain as a like electrical machines which sums all the currents and do the circuits kinds of things if you are from the physics or engineering background. Of course, molecular biology is the main fundamental mechanism of the these signals passing through. You can look at any angle, you'll find the answer. That's why it is so diverse because it's so complex. And nowadays, imaging like DTI, MRI, these all fields fit into there, right? So not going there, like so how complex? This is a recent example of this is a DTI, diffusion tensor matrix. But again, I would like to start, like the scientists were saying long time back in 1970, if the human brain were so simple that we could be understand, would be also see so simple, right? Obviously, human life is how complex than the like uninvertebrate animals like ant or lizards you can see. The reason is the complexity of the brain. And this is a beautiful image. Is not by the artistic image. This is a diffusion tensor matrix. The color shows the direction, and then the different colors show the different directions where the brains are going. They're trying to see where these neurons are going in this recently completed human brain mapping project, right? And then if we look at even further zoom, this is again, I'm telling this is not the art image. This is a real image taken by the brain using the DTI called tensor matrix, right? So if you look at how complexity these wires, these tiny wires, they are actions. They goes from here to there. There are almost 86 billions neurons. Consider billions of these neurons, and if you one neuron connected to the hundreds others in average other neurons, so it's almost the 100 trillions connection. So this is insanely in like it's beyond our images how complex it is. And if you look further, zoom is this is same images, and this is the image from the real mouse cortex. This is the prefrontal cortex. You can look at this. त्यो हाम्रोकोमा त्यो घिरिम्लाको जालो जस्तो हुन्छ नि, similar like that. That types of networks are there, and then to find one neuron connection to the other is also challenging to do research too, right? So, and how does all these neurons work? This is lab from images from my lab. Just a basic example for the layman person. What we know, human knows so many languages, so many emotions, so many feelings, but brains only knows one language is called action potential. This is the electrical signal, it pass and goes. And how does it happens in inside the action? There is a these ion channels goes up and down. Just because this ion channel moving is the current is coming there, as you see, this is a very basic physics questions like currents moves. I mean, ion moves, currents produce, right? This is the mechanism. This is the fundamental language. All these signals are our nervous systems communicated through this signal. Right, just a basic idea. Let me know if I'm going out of time. Okay, 4 minutes. So then the next thing is gene therapy, optogenetics, which I did in my PhD. That was my PhD thesis also. Just in one, I'm very it's very gonna it's much very difficult to say you these things in the one slide, but I'm trying to do it. So what is optogenetics? It is part of the gene therapy, which I'm including also. What is gene therapy is, for example, these days there are a couple of gene therapy approved by FDA. Of course, one is I'm working in ophthalmology field, that is the LCA10. If anyone is blind, like blindness can be, it's difficult to cure yet blindness. There are different types of blindness. For example, or somebody lens is clear like cataract, you can do any surgery. But if the in the back of the retina, the sensor, what we call these photoreceptors, if they are damaged, then there is no treatment so far. And there are certain diseases like LCA10s, which is they call there is a I think I'm going to talk later. that has a treatment. Sickle cell anemia, that has a treatment. But how does it work? Like just an example, in optogenetics, any genes is responsible to do the function in the body. In the optogenetics, this is the idea, like for example, some algae, they have green algae, they have uh, especially in the neuron, also in the eye care, like in the vision also. इन द ग्रिन एल्गी, त्यो लेउ पाउँछ नि कहाँ पानीतिर, त्यस्तो लेउले पनि त्यो के गर्दो रहेछ नि, इट वर्क्स लाइक एज अ लाइट सेन्सर. सो इफ द्याट हेज अ लाइट सेन्सर, वाइ क्यान नट युज द्याट लाइट सेन्सर इन आवर आइज, बिकज आइज हेज सो मेनी लाइट सेन्सर लाइक फोटो रिसेप्टर. अफकोर्स एनिथिङ लाइट गोज, यु हेभ टु बी सेन्स फर्स्ट. सो दिस इज एन आइडिया. यो एमआइटी हार्वर्डको यो एयरबोइडनहरूले निकालेको चाहिँ कार्ल डेसिस र एयरबोइडन, दे फर्स्ट आइडेन्टिफाइड दिस वान, नट आइडेन्टिफाइड, दे इम्प्लिमेन्ट इन्टु द ह्युमन सेल्स इन द इन विट्रो, देन वी लेटर डु द इन भिभो. यो 2010मा नेचरले चाहिँ यो देखाएको थियो कि यु क्यान कन्ट्रोल द माउस बाई द लाइट, राइट? सो द्याट मच आई वर्क इट. So why it is gene therapy? Because you are taking the gene from the algae and going to the mouse. And then I also did in the same field. I work for my PhD. I don't like to go depth here. This is my paper, and this is my setup in the lab, like in vivo. Like you put so many. Why I am even there from the physics field of view is, you see how many electronics are there, how many signals are there. You have to be, if you know math and statistics, you are fit for everywhere. Honestly, these days in research. So that's in the how much more minute is it? 2 minutes? Okay. So then let's see, visual cortex also very complex. I don't think I can explain in like here in a 15 minute. It is one of the complex circuitry in the brain. If you see like how many these once you see the anything from the outside goes to the left, and the left side fall to the right side, you see how bilaterally symmetrical these eyes are. And then if the color is also saying the red is the left side, the pink, the blue is the right side. You see how left side fall to the right side fall to the left side, and they cross into the somewhere in hypothalamus. From the left side goes to the right side, and somehow the brain gives the a single perception, which is very complex to understand the perception. But remember, this is very interesting. They cross this optic nerve crosses in the optic chiasma here, and then they form the visual cortex. Actually, you see the pink is now the left part is saying, but from the right part, this blue is saying, which is in the right side saying by the left side. And then brain combines. We don't know how they combines it yet, but that's why we see. So we see actually back of the brain. We don't see through the eyes. So yeah, it's very complex. So what I do is I take the images of that retina eye, as you see, and every day in my lab I do the imaging. And usually nowadays I'm in the pharmaceutical. I constantly work for the drugs. My focus is now drugs, but so far before I work for the optogenetics, which was more fundamental research. I didn't think I would have time. Okay. So this is actually, if you see in eye has very high density of the cones. Cones are the color perception things. And then if you go back, then there are rods which are in the night. So we can see in the so dynamic range. For example, if you are a good photographer here, actually the photography and the vision works similarly. So if you have nice camera, if you go to the outside, the color saturated, then you have to put these filters in the camera if you have it. Though the DSLR camera, I think nobody uses these days with the phone. So then similar reasons. Is it from me? I don't think. Okay. So, and then in my PhD postdoc, I use that optogenetics to see whether we can revive the blind monkey by using that optogenetics that nobody has done before. Actually, there was one trial, clinical trial, but that didn't get success, unfortunately, in my company when I joined. There are several reasons why that clinical trial didn't go well. But that is the first time. So in the monkey, like using that gene optogenetics, we can actually, the model I develop there is I do the laser damaging, and you see it can knock out the function, and with this optogenetics, I can restore. Just a very layman language. Okay, it's very complex. It takes me 10 minutes to explain this graph. So this is I mean, one of the example in the showing monkey eye. Monkey eye is exactly similar to the human eye. Why do I? That's the reason why do we work in monkey, because any other like cancer, any types of disease you can do
कमलजी
in
अब 4 मिनट अझै छ हजुरको, तर छिटो सक्नुभयो भने क्वेसन गर्न सकिन्छ। थ्याङ्क यू
okay,
हजुरलाई।
let me click. All right. The reason why do we monkey in vision is eye is entirely different than non-primate. So primate has very similar eye, and the gene therapy now, there are so many. I told you already. One is the LCA10, labor congenital amaurosis, that they call it, and sickle cell and hemophilia. 3 or 4 diseases they have already approved gene therapy, and there is much more going on these days. And another is regenerative medicine, like stem cells, which we call regenerative medicine these days. This is also very promising and emerging field. What does that stem cell do? As you see, we all come from the one single cell from our mother egg, and then sperms from your father. When they form that single zygote, if the body can be formed from that single cells, then the concept is, if you take the any parts of the cell, for example muscles or any my body, then you can reverse engineering and go back to the stem cells or any cells you like. These days there are two approaches. One is from the embryo, you take the stem cell from embryo and implant. Another is like take any cells from your body or the muscles or any things and reverse engineering to go back to the different types of cells. One is the cells I work from that. Primarily, I didn't make these cells. The biomedical research is very expensive. Many people involved. I do the imaging, where my expertise is biomedical imaging. We make a stem cell for the photoreceptor. We damage the eye by the laser, and we put these stem cells and shows they are surviving. And we didn't measure that time the function. At least that is a great success. That was a great success at that time. I'm gonna skip all these things. So these are the things I'm right now working glaucoma, and then like how I make the glaucoma. That is one of the super challenging, difficult technique to put the laser on the prefrontal, like in the interior chamber. I don't think this is the drug actually our company approved for the glaucoma, bimetoprost. Now the competitor has a better than. What I like to tell you in the AI. So technically, AI is coming from the vision science. The concept actually initiated from the vision science papers. So how our eye works, just to see one things like a beautiful nature or beautiful person outside. The beautiful means color, depth, shape, motion. All these features has to be extracted by the brain and somehow need to be combined. That's called convolution. Many things convoluted. That's why the CNN, the backbone of our AI is coming from the concept is coming from vision. And that's why the brain works. That's why our AI technology these days are there. Many networks, they convolute each other, they extract the feature and give the output. So I have a lot of in the background. So these are the two pioneer scientists at the beginning who got the Nobel Prize and got this convolution neural network from the cat eye in the MIT Harvard. And drug development, why the AI?
ड्रप अप गर्नुपर्छ कि कमलजी जस्तो लाग्यो। हजुर,
ल है त
थ्याङ्क यू।
ल हुन्छ यो ड्रग अब एआईले गर्दा ड्रगमा एकदमै हेल्प गरिरहेछ। $1 बिलियन खर्च हुन्छ होइन। अहिले मैले यसमा काम गरिरहेको छु। यो एआईको चाहिँ सेगमेन्टेसन हो। एआईले गर्दा इमेजहरू चाहिँ सेगमेन्ट गर्नलाई इजी हुन्छ। दिस इज द वान एप्लिकेसन आइ एम युजिङ अन द आई। एन्ड द ट्रेडिसनल प्रिसिजन मेडिसिन भनेको चाहिँ इट्स लाइक नट वान साइज फिट अल। सो यु डु द जेनेटिक टेस्टिङ्स एन्ड देन फाइन्ड द ड्रग्स विच इज बेस्ट फर यु। द्याट्स इट। थ्याङ्क यू।
थ्याङ्क यू सो मच। एकदम ब्युटिफुल। पछि कम्बाइन्डसँगै क्वेसन एन्सर गर्दाखेरि अझै धेरै कुरा गरौँला। अहिले हजुरको लागि मात्रै क्वेसन होइन, अलिक पुगेन समयले गर्दाखेरि। थ्याङ्क यू सो
सरी
मच।
मेरो पनि यो अलि लामो पनि भइसक्यो आगे।
होइन केही
धेरै
छैन,
कन्टेन्ट
इट्स अ ब्युटिफुल
सर्ट गर्न अलि टाइमै लाग्यो। ल हुन्छ हुन्छ, पछि पनि भेटौँला, केही छैन होइन। विद्यार्थीलाई कसैलाई
थ्याङ्क यू। हस्, थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच। अब हामी चाहिँ आई ब्याक टु पुष्पजी। अब नेक्स्ट स्पिकरको लागि चाहिँ पुष्पजीले हि विल असाइन हु टु इन्ट्रोड्युस भनेर।
थ्याङ्क यू सर। कमलजीलाई च्याटमा चाहिँ क्वेसनहरू छ, यु क्यान इङ्गेज विथ the comment questions and comment there. Now we would like to invite Dr. Tulasi Acharya. He is also a member of board of directors of NIRI, and he is also a writer, scholar, educator. He has begun American journey in 2008 in earning masters in arts and professional writing from Tennessee State University. He is forthcoming. He has got lots of things to share. I would like Dr. Acharya to introduce himself first, 1 minute, and then to present his presentation today. Dr. Acharya.
थ्याङ्क यू जस्ट 1 सेकेन्ड है डक्टर आचार्यभन्दा पहिला चाहिँ हाम्रो स्केड्युलमा चाहिँ डक्टर आचार्यलाई हामीले बिचमा इन्सर्ट गऱ्यौँ थोरै त्यसमा चाहिँ हामी माफी चाहन्छौँ त्यो अलिकति अनएभोइडेबल सर्कमस्टान्सेसले गर्दाखेरि हो यसपछि हामी रेसिकामा जान्छौँ सरी फर द्याट थ्याङ्क यू प्लिज आचार्य प्लिज कन्टिन्यू
थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच सबैजनालाई नमस्ते डक्टर पन्त सरले इन्ट्रोड्युस गर्नुभएकोमा थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच म अहिले यतै युएसमै छु कलेज पढाउँछु राइटिङ इङ्ग्लिस मेरो पिएचडी पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेसनमा हो पोलिसी जेन्डर र सोसियोलोजिकल एस्पेक्टहरूसँग चाहिँ मेरो रिसर्च इन्ट्रेस्ट पनि हो र आज चाहिँ म स्क्रिन सेयर गर्न मिल्छ होइन मेरो पावर पोइन्ट स्लाइड्सको
तारा सर उहाँलाई को होस्ट दिनुपर्छ होला
मैले कसरी पो गर्नु
You can try. You should be able to do it now.
ओके फेरि मैले फुटा जस्तो लाग्यो म सेयरमा जानु पर्यो होइन
हजुर हो
सेयरमा गएर ओके थ्याङ्क यू म चाहिँ यो 10 मिनटमा सकाउने प्रयास गर्छु अहिले करेन्टली हाम्रो चाहिँ एउटा प्रोजेक्ट सिनियर सिटिजन केयर भन्ने प्रोजेक्ट चाहिँ यो लमनथाङ अप्पर मुस्ताङमा भर्खर सुरुवात भएको छ यो चाहिँ अनगोइङ प्रोजेक्ट हो अब यसमा हामी सबैजना नै इन्भल्भ छौँ आज मैले चाहिँ यसलाई प्रेजेन्ट गरेँ तर हाम्रो फिल्ड भिजिटमा जानुभएको साथीहरू वहाँ गएर चाहिँ यो प्रोजेक्टलाई इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन जानुभन्दा अगाडि इनिसियल स्टेजमा त्यहाँको चाहिँ अब्जर्भेसन गर्नुभएको साथीहरू पनि यहाँनिर हुनुहुन्छ केही साथीहरू चाहिँ यहाँ पार्टिसिपेट हुनुहुन्न मैले डक्टर ढकाललाई देखिरहेको थिएँ हेमराज ढकाल केही प्रश्नहरू भयो भने उहाँले पनि त्यसलाई एड्रेस गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ हाम्रो चाहिँ यो प्रोजेक्ट सिम्पली यसले कभर छेक्यो यो कतातिर राखौँ भनेर आज यो चाहिँ हामीले स्विजरल्यान्ड बेस्ट चाहिँ यो फोटोहरूले मलाई छेक्यो क्या त्यही भएर कता राख्ने होला भन्दैछ एनिवे यो चाहिँ हाम्रो स्विजरल्यान्ड बेस्ट एउटा संस्था कलसा फाउन्डेसन भन्नेले हामीलाई चाहिँ स्पोन्सर गरेको हो हाम्रो डाटाहरू स्टिल अन द वे छ कलेक्सन गर्ने प्रक्रियामा भएकोले गर्दाखेरि यसको अझै फाइनल रिजल्ट फाइन्डिङ्सहरू चाहिँ हामीसँग छैन मात्र हामी कसरी यसलाई अगाडि लगिराखेको छौँ र यसको उद्देश्य के हो भन्ने बारेमा मात्र म अलिकति ओभरभ्यू जस्तो यहाँनिर प्रेजेन्ट गर्छु यो एउटा कन्सेप्ट पेपरको रूपमा अनि कलसा फाउन्डेसनसँग निरीले सहकार्य गरेको छ दुईटा संस्थासँग सँगै मिलेर र यसको चाहिँ फन्डिङ स्पोन्सर चाहिँ कलसा फाउन्डेसनले गरेको हो र यसको मेन फोकस भनेको चाहिँ सपोर्टिङ एल्डरली पपुलेसन इन रिमोट नेपालिज रिजन्स so with a focus specifying in the field of senior citizens care अनि यो चाहिँ लमनथाङ अप्पर मुस्ताङ मा रहेको एउटा ठाउँमा चाहिँ हामीले यसलाई हेरेको छौँ अब यसमा दुईटा फेजमा चाहिँ यो रिसर्चलाई अथवा यो हाम्रो प्रोजेक्टलाई क्यारी आउट गर्न खोजेको छौँ एउटा चाहिँ फर्स्ट नीड एसेसमेन्ट पहिला we have generated few questions and based on that we collect data regarding the health conditions and the health issues that's going on especially for the populations 65 plus populations age wise and based on that data collection चाहिँ कस्तो खालको प्रब्लम छ हेल्थ इस्युज छ र कस्तो खालको चाहिँ केयर गिभिङको निड छ उनीहरूलाई भन्ने बारेमा चाहिँ हामीले यसरी यसलाई अगाडि क्यारी आउट गर्ने भनेर चाहिँ दुईटा फेजमा यसलाई कम्प्लिट गर्ने भनेर अगाडि लागेको छौँ अब यसको ओभरभ्यूको कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ अहिले नेपालमा द लास्ट सेन्सस रिपोर्ट अनुसार चाहिँ around 29 million population, senior population 2 million, 6.9% of the total population. अब लोमनथाङको मात्र कुरामा फोकस गर्ने भने चाहिँ there we have 1430 populations अनि senior 65 plus population चाहिँ 188 छ र यसको old age dependency ratio 17.1%. बेसिकली प्रब्लम चाहिँ एक्जिस्टिङ प्रब्लम अब अहिले हाम्रो नेपालमा चाहिँ एजिङ पपुलेसन एकदम ऱ्यापिडली अगाडि गइरहेको छ हैन बेस्ड अन द्याट वी स्टिल डु नट ह्याभ इनफ फर्मल सपोर्ट सिस्टम when it comes to supporting and taking care of those senior citizens. And also the reason, another reason is that they are deprived of this traditional family care support due to migration, because many people tend to go abroad for different purposes, for education, for job employment and things like that, and the older populations always leave behind. And they do not have enough support system, and also they do not have adequate health infrastructures to fully address their health conditions as well. And this requires a lot of the support for these older populations, and at the same time we need to design policies in such a way that it will address their health conditions as well. यो चाहिँ समस्या अहिले हामीले देखिरहेको छौँ. अब हामीले लिटरेचर रिभ्यूहरू स्टडी गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नेपालको कन्टेक्स्टमा एल्डर पपुलेसनको लिटरेचर रिभ्यूहरू स्टडी गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ की थिम्सहरू के भेट्यो भने क्वालिटी अफ लाइफ जति हुनुपर्ने एजिङ पपुलेसनको अथवा सिनियर सिटिजन्सको त्यो देखिएन हैन अब तिनै समस्याहरूले गर्दाखेरि. अनि अल्सो उनीहरूको एक्टिभिटिज अफ डेली लिभिङ निड्स अ लट अफ सपोर्ट and also nutritional status. अब नेपालमा त हामीले दाल भात तरकारी भन्ने विषयलाई मात्र बढी फोकस गर्छौँ हैन, बिहान दाल भात तरकारी, बेलुका दाल भात तरकारी, तर त्यो सँगसँगै हाम्रो अरू न्युट्रिएन्टहरू भएको फुडहरूलाई ब्यालेन्स डाइट बनाएर खाने कुराहरू हामीसँग धेरै कुराको अभाव छ. अब एउटा त इकोनोमिकको कुरा पनि भयो, नलेजको कुरा पनि भयो, हरेक कुराहरू. अनि त्यो सँगसँगै चाहिँ नि सपोर्ट ग्याप पनि देखियो. अनि चाहिँ हेल्थ सिस्टमको पनि लिमिटेसन छ. एउटा त जियोग्राफिकलको लिमिटेसन भयो, अर्को चाहिँ एक्सेसकै कुरा पनि भयो जियोग्राफीले गर्दाखेरि, अनि ल्याक अफ नलेज हैन, हेल्थ नलेज. ती कुराहरू चाहिँ लिटरेचर रिभ्यूहरूले हाइलाइट गरिएको मेन कुराहरू देखियो. यो चाहिँ हामी आफै मिलेर पब्लिस गरेको एउटा सेज जोर्नलमा लास्ट कपल अफ इयर्स अगो त्यो जोर्नलमा पनि त्यो कुराहरू देखिएको थियो. सँगसँगै अरू डिफरेन्ट जोर्नल आर्टिकल्स वी वेन्ट थ्रु एन्ड फिगर द्याट आउट. अब नेपालको हेल्थ सिस्टमको अलिकति स्न्यापसट हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि के देखियो भनेदेखि अब नेपालमा टोटल हेल्थ फेसिलिटिज ओभर 14,000 देखियो. अनि त्यसपछि अब लोमनथाङमा मात्र फोकस गर्ने हो भने जहाँको चाहिँ हामीले अहिले स्टडी गरिरहेको छौँ त्यहाँको चाहिँ स्टडी गरेर के छ इस्युजहरू त्यो हेरेर त्यही अनुसार चाहिँ कसरी क्यारी आउट गर्न सकिन्छ र कसरी हेल्थ कन्डिसन उनीहरूको एड्रेस गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने आधारले हामीले त्यो स्पेसिफिक पार्टलाई हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यहाँ चाहिँ 3टा हेल्थ पोस्टहरू छ. अब one district health hospital चाहिँ जोमसममा छ, that is 90 miles away. भनेपछि still it is tough and difficult to get access to a bigger hospital where they have access to bigger infrastructures and bigger facilities. अनि also चाहिने limited emergency servicesहरू छ त्यो एरियामा. त्यो खालको चाहिँ नेपालकै ओभरअल कन्डिसनमा पनि अझ तपाईको रिमोट एरियाको कुरा गर्ने भने त इट्स भेरी टफ एन्ड भेरी च्यालेन्जिङ. अब हाम्रो यो अहिलेको प्रोजेक्टको गोल चाहिँ के हो त भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ मोस्टली भनेको चाहिँ हामीले कसरी एल्डरली केयरलाई सपोर्ट गर्न चाहिँ केयर गर्न सक्छौँ अथवा सिनियर सिटिजनको सपोर्ट गर्न सक्छौँ, स्पेसली त्यो रिमोट एरियामा. र केही हेल्थ फिमेल कम्युनिटी हेल्थ भोलिन्टियर्सहरू, केही स्वयंसेवकहरूको चाहिँ नि मद्दत लिएर भन्ने एउटा हाम्रो चाहिँ नि यो एसएससी प्रोजेक्ट एउटा गोल हो. अनि कसरी हाउ क्यान वी इन्हान्स देयर क्वालिटी अफ लाइफ, and also how we can deliver community-based and low-cost approach. That way we can address their health situation. भन्ने पनि भयो. अनि त्यो सँगसँगै चाहिँ नै how we can utilize the prevailing currently existing health infrastructures and we equally support them, and how we can think of this kind of a long-term impact based on the research that we have been carrying out, and we can continue to support them even in days to come. भन्ने भयो. अनि in the end, based on the data collection that we will have, most probably by the end of this year or so, maybe in a couple of few more months, Also, we will publish paper and disseminate our results even in local level and even national level, and through papers we will be able to carry out and publish this paper in even an international level. So those are the main goals, the objectives of this SSC project, the Senior Citizen Care Project. Methodology we have used so far to carry out this project are based on some of the questionnaires, the questions that we have formulated based on their living arrangement, that addresses their living arrangement, and also their activities of the daily living, the status, their health status, nutrition, and what is the chronic illness, what sort of disability they have, what sort of the health issues they have currently. And we will utilize the trained researchers to conduct this research. They will reach out to those people in persons and ask those questions that we have formulated and glean data, collect data, in a more reliable way. For that, we have already received ethical approval from NHRC Nepal. And then the methodology too has something to do with training those FCFVs, that's female community health volunteers, which our project managers manager has already trained them. They went to Lamangthang and then did it.
Sorry to
And then
interrupt.
how many more minutes?
10 मिनट सिद्धियो, अब 5 minutes बाँकी छ है. Thank you.
अनि त्यस पछाडि चाहिँ उनीहरू घर भिजिट गर्ने अनि उनीहरूको हेल्थ स्ट्याटस, मेडिकल सिचुएसन कस्तो छ, उनको मेडिकेसन के लिइरहेको छन् त्यसको बारेमा चाहिने ज्ञान लिने र त्यही कुराहरू उनीहरूले चाहिँ रिपोर्टमा ल्याउने। हाम्रो उहाँ चाहिँ प्रोजेक्ट म्यानेजर हुनुहुन्छ र अहिले चाहिँ कम्युनिटीले चाहिँ यसरी एफसिएफको चाहिँ एकदम ठुलो महत्त्व चाहिँ छ। अब अहिले नेपालको एकरसमा यति 52,000 छन्। अब लमनथाङमा मात्रै 27 कम्युनिटीहरू छन्। हामीले उनीहरूलाई युटिलाइज गरेका छौँ र उनीहरूको मेन गोल भनेको चाहिँ उनीहरूको हेल्थ कन्डिसन कस्तो छ त्यसको बारेमा जानकारी लिने र रिपोर्ट गर्ने हो। त्यो कुरा मैले भनि नै गएँ, त्यही कुरा रिपिट छ यहाँनिर पनि। अनि इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन स्टेजमा हामीले गभर्मेन्ट अप्रुभल लिइसकेको छौँ अलरेडी, लोकल स्टेक होल्डरलाई पनि इङ्गेज गराइसकेका छौँ। अब उनीहरूको निड एसेसमेन्ट अहिले गरिराखेको छौँ। त्यो डाटा कलेक्सनको आधारमा पछि हामीले अझै त्यसलाई फाइनलाइज गर्छौँ। भोलिन्टियरहरू ट्रेन भइसकेको छ। यो 6 मन्थको प्रोजेक्ट हो जो चाहिँ वी आर अलरेडी हाफ वे थ्रु एन्ड वी हेभ प्लान टु इभ्यालुएट द आउटकम्स by September 2026, and based on that we'll be able to figure it out what sort of needs or the health situation they have been coping with and how we can address that, and then what sort of tools that we have to use to address their health conditions as well. र अब स्ट्रेन्थ लिमिटेसन भन्दा अब अलिकति रिमोट एरिया भएकोले गर्दा इट्स भेरी टफ एन्ड च्यालेन्जिङ चाहिँ छ। सिजनल चेन्जेसहरू भइरहन्छ, त्यही भएर रेगुलरली हामीले त्यहाँ चाहिँ कम्प्लिटली चाहिँ एकै वान टाइममै हामीले कम्प्लिट गर्न सक्दैनौँ। त्यसबाट ब्याक एन्ड फोर्थ गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ। अक्टोबर, नोभेम्बर, डिसेम्बरमा एकदम हिउँ पर्छ। त्यो भएकोले गर्दाखेरि कहिलेकाहीँ डाटामा अलिकति चाहिने तलमाथि हुन्छ कि भन्ने त्यो एउटा लिमिटेसन चाहिँ छ। तर वी हेभ ट्राइड आवर बेस्ट टु मेक दिस रिसर्च एज मोर अब्जेक्टिभ एज पोसिबल। अनि क्वालिटेटिभ क्वान्टिटेटिभ बोथ टुल्स हामीले प्रयोग गर्छौँ र पछि चाहिँ निरीले यसलाई एनालिसिस गर्छ। र प्रोजेक्टको गभर्नेन्समा हामीले भनिगयौँ, हामी प्रिन्सिपल इन्भेस्टिगेटर म आफै छु, हामी अरू कोअर्डिनेटर त्यहीँ हुनुहुन्छ। अनि त्यस पछाडि कलश फाउन्डेसन निरीको उसमा कोलाबोरेसन भएको हो। सुपरभिजन रेगुलर भइरहेछ। हामीले पब्लिकेसन गर्छौँ, कन्फरेन्सेसहरूमा हामी पार्टिसिपेट हुन्छौँ र लोकल स्टेक होल्डर्स इभेन्ट्समा पनि हामीले यसलाई प्रेजेन्ट गर्छौँ। आउटकम भनेको हामीले कसरी केयर डिपेन्डेन्स चाहिँ कसरी चाहिँ आइडेन्टिफाई गर्ने, सिनियरहरूको क्वालिटी अफ लाइफ कसरी इम्प्रुभ गर्ने र एल्डरलीलाई कसरी सपोर्ट गर्ने र पोलिसीलाई कसरी हामीले एड्रेस गर्ने, यसको ग्याप के छ त्यो देखाएर हामीले चाहिँ लोकल लेभल, नेसनल लेभलको पोलिसीमा हामी कसरी चाहिँ नै इन्फर्म गर्न सक्छौँ, त्यो छ। कन्क्लुजन चाहिँ त्यही रिसर्च के अनुसार केयर डेलिभरी गर्ने, कपेसिटी बिल्डिङ गर्ने र यसलाई हामीले एउटा मोडेलको रूपमा लिएर भोलि पोसिबल भयो भने अल एक्रस नेपाल हामीले यस्तो खालको प्रोजेक्ट क्यारी आउट गरेर सिनियर सिटिजन्सहरूको कन्डिसनलाई हामी एड्रेस गर्न सक्छौँ। एक्नोलेजमेन्ट हामी सबैजना यतै भइगयौँ। थ्याङ्क यू भेरी मच।
Tulsi sir, thank you for your brief and concise presentation. Are there any time for any questions?
I think we could move ahead जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई चाहिँ। 1 minute त बाँकी छ, तर
1 minute isn't I think enough. Maybe we can continue on chats. So next I would hand it over to Tara Sigdil for next presenter.
Thank you, Puspa sir. Next, I would like to welcome Resika Rimal from University of Nevada, Reno. It's early in the morning in Nevada, so it's in California. Rishika holds a Master's of Public Health in Epidemiology from University of Nevada, Reno. Rishika has worked on child health, food insecurity, nutrition, and health equity. These projects come both from US and in Nepal. In Nepal, she contributed to a study related to dietary diversity among lactating mothers in low-resource settings. As an early career public health professional, she hopes to continue building experience in applied research that supports equitable and evidence-based health programs. Originally from Nepal, she is committed to contributing to public health both locally and globally. Very proud of your accomplishment and very thankful for your committing to come and speak to our conference, our symposium, Rishika. Please go ahead. Your time is 10 minutes. I will start timer now. It's all yours now.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Let me share my screen. Can you all see my screen? Okay. Good evening and namaste, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be. I'm really thankful for the opportunity to be here. My name is Resika Rimal, and as he said, I'm a recent graduate of MPS Epidemiology from University of Nevada, Reno. And today I'm very excited to present my master's in public health research on food insecurity and behavioral problems among US children aged 6 to 11 using a national survey data of 2022-2023. Talking about the background, food insecurity, it remains a critical public health issues around the world and also in United States, and especially among the household with young children. In 2023, it affected around 13.5% of households, and it impacted around 7 million children. And specifically, food insecurity is linked with nutritional deprivation, behavioral issues such as aggression, anxiety, attention problems, and also problems of emotional distress and family instability. Basically, children in food insecurity homes, they show higher rate of externalizing behaviors like hyperactivity and aggression, and internalizing symptoms like anxiety and depression. And as we all know, bedtime consistency, it can serve as a protective routine that can help to regulate the behavior regulation in children. Talking about my study objective, the primary goals was to assess whether household food insecurity is associated with increased odds of behavioral problems in US children aged 6 to 11 years, and explore whether this association is modified by bedtime consistency, which can be a potential protective factor. The hypothesis of my study was um, children in food insecure household will have higher odds of behavioral problems, and those with consistent bedtime routines may experience reduced risk. Talking about the data and methods, for my data source, I used National Survey of Children's Health data of 2022-2023. It's a specifically nationally representative care reported survey, and the final analytic sample that I analyzed was 28,683 children who were aged 6 to 11 years. And the key variables in my study was exposure was household food insecurity, which was categorized as secure versus insecure, and the outcome was caregiver reported behavioral or conduct problems, and my effect modifier was bedtime consistency, which was categorized as consistent and inconsistent bedtime. Uh, and for the data analysis, I use Stata version 18.5, and I used survey-weighted logistic regression for the modeling. There can be several confounding, so they were adjusted for family structure, parental education, neighborhood safety, household poverty level, and effect modification, that was bedtime consistency, that was evaluated in both additive scale and multiplicative scale. So for the key findings, we found out that children living in food insecure household had significantly higher odds of exhibiting behavioral problems compared to their food secure peers. The unadjusted odd ratio was 2.44, meaning that the children from food insecure homes were more than twice as likely to experience the behavioral issues. And after adjusting for confounding variables like family structure, parental education, neighborhood safety, and poverty level, the odd ratio still remains significant at 1.71. So this confirms a strong independent association between food insecurity and behavioral problems. So here we look at predicted probabilities to interpret the data in a more intuitive way. Children who go to bed regularly had a 9% chance of behavioral problems if they had enough food. But if they were food insecure, that risk almost doubled to 17%. So this shows that food insecurity has a big effect when the child routine is otherwise stable. Now, for the children without a fixed bedtime, their problems were already high, about 15%, whether or not they were food insecure. So this means these children may already be facing many other challenges. So the impact of food insecurity is less clear. So talking about the public health implications, food insecurity, it's not just about lack of food. It affects children's emotions and behavior, especially their mental well-being. And having a regular bedtime is helpful, but it cannot replace the need for a safe and food secure home. And if children are hungry and their parents are stressed, daily routine may not help much. So public health programs should focus on improving family income, reducing food insecurity, and supporting parents, not just changing the routines. Why this matters even in Nepal, because the link between food insecurity and child mental health is not just a US issue. Uh, and many children in South Asia face similar risks, especially in rural and low income areas. So we should focus on interventions that improve food access, support caregivers, and create structures that may protect mental well-being. So thank you for your time and attention, and I'm really grateful to share this research with you. If you have any question, you can just ask me here, or you can just email me at my email address. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Beautiful presentation and very nicely managed time-wise. Very proud of your work. If there are any questions, we have 1 or 2 minutes. Please raise your hand and go ahead and ask. Or if not, I have a question for Rishika. I will start since I'm not seeing any raised hands here. Rishika, yes.
मेरो एउटा सानो जिज्ञासा छ म्यामसँग।
Yes, please go ahead.
म चाहिँ सर रामकृष्ण राई बागमती समाजबाट। म पनि सर एपिडेमियोलोजीकै के अरे स्टुडेन्ट हो। एमपिएसमा 2-3 साल पहिले नै मैले गरेको। उहाँले चाहिँ स्याम्पल साइज जो भन्नुभयो त्यो चाहिँ कति ड्युरेसन लागेर म्यामले चाहिँ कम्प्लिट गर्नुभएको हो त्यो थेसिस रिसर्च?
ओके, त्यो चाहिँ मैले चाहिँ कलेक्ट गरेको डाटा होइन, त्यो चाहिँ 2022-2023मा चाहिँ अलरेडी पब्लिस भएको डाटा मध्येमा चाहिँ मैले त्यो चाहिँ 1,08,000 पपुलेसन मध्येमा मैले स्याम्पल साइज गर्दा चाहिँ 28,653 चिल्ड्रेनमा गरेको हो।
Okay, okay. Thank you,
2
ma'am.
वर्षको डाटा हो दियोस्।
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your question. Thank you, Rishika. One quick question. You mentioned the household income and education. Was ethnicity or race ever considered as a confounder?
I tried to include the race and ethnicity also, but I think there was some kind of problems while considering that, so I didn't account for them. But I think I can do that, add that in my research.
Absolutely. And I might have missed that point. Was the population from Nevada, or was it from
Oh, it was all over the United States, not
all
just
over
from
the
Nepal.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Resika. I hope we stay in communication. Your research is very relevant to Nepal, not only in the US, but for also Nepal. So NIRI is here to help research in whatever way we can. And thank you again. I really appreciate
Thank you
your
so
time.
much for the opportunity.
Thank you. So back to you, Puspa sir.
Now I would like to invite Umid Pun for introducing the next speaker. Next speaker is Prakriti Thapa.
Thank you, Dr. Panta. I would like to welcome our next speaker, Prakriti Thapa, and also thank her for being here and that she will be sharing her results. Prakriti holds a bachelor degree in mass communication and social work, and she is currently associated with International Institute of Management Sciences as a student support officer. This project was funded by NIRI itself, and the field research was totally conducted by Prakriti Thapa. She did a wonderful job. She was very diligent, and we're really excited to share the information. Basically, this data has been written into a paper and submitted to an international journal, and it's under review now. And I think from our review, this research seems to be the first of its kind in the region. So I hope, I think everybody will be excited. So ladies and gentlemen, I present you. Prakriti Thapa, you have 10 minutes. Nara sir, maybe you will have to manage the time. Thank you.
Yes,
Over
thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for the lovely introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm Prakriti Thapa. And when we talk about the innovation or I say emerging technology education, we often talk about the AI or the e-learning or the digitization of classroom. But today here I am to spotlight a very important and powerful subject that is often overlooked here in Nepal, that is the role of alumni in the alumni associations. And I think with the right platforms, data systems and outreach tools, alumni can become catalyst of innovation, mentorship and job placement to funding research and scholarship here in Nepal. So our research, and it's written by basically I collected the data and did major part, but then Suraj Parazul sir, Tulsi Acharya sir and Umid sir was always there to guide for me in my research. It's about the role of alumni association, and it is an exploratory study on the higher education institutions of Kathmandu Valley. And today my topic is bridging past and future, alumni association is enablers on the educational innovation in Nepal. The outline will be background of research, short background in the objectives, rationale, methodology, our findings, findings of the research and the limitations and the way forward. Due to time limitations, I think अलिकति छिटो म बोल्छु जस्तो लागेको छ मलाई. ब्याकग्राउन्डमा हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ यो रिसर्चको ब्याकग्राउन्डमा उमेद सर र सुरज सरको ब्रेन स्टर्मिङबाट आएको आइडिया थियो. ओके, हामीले एभ्री इयर कति धेरै ग्रेजुएट्सहरू पास आउट भइरहेको हुनुहुन्छ, बट देन उहाँहरूले के गरिराख्नु भएको छ त आफ्नो एल्मा म्याटर्समा अथवा स्कुल कलेजेसमा उहाँहरूले के गरिराख्नु भएको छ भन्ने खालको प्रश्नबाट बिउजेको यो रिसर्च हामीले यसरी नै बुझ्नुपर्छ जस्तो लागेको छ मलाई. अनि प्रत्येक वर्ष देखिन्छ, बुझिन्छ अनि भेटिन्छ कि कति धेरै ग्रेजुएट्सहरूले राम्रो राम्रो स्कलरसिप पाएको पनि हुनुहुन्छ, बट उहाँहरूले के गरिराख्नु भएको छ त रिसर्चको लागि अपर्च्युनिटिजहरू पाउनुहुन्छ, बाहिर जानुहुन्छ, तर डेटामा हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ उहाँहरूले त्यस्तो त्यो गिभिङ ब्याकवाला मेकानिजम चाहिँ अलिकति नभएको नेपाली स्टुडेन्ट्समा भन्ने जस्तो देखिएको छ. अनि लिट्रेचर रिभ्यूबाट पनि वाट वी फाउन्ड इज 1636मा हार्वर्ड अलुम्नाईले फर्स्ट अलुम्नाई डोनेसन गर्नुभएको थियो कन्ट्रिब्युसनलाई हेरिकन, अनि त्यो कन्टिन्यू नै भइराख्यो. इन 2020मा आउँदाखेरि हार्वर्ड युनिभर्सिटी कलेक्टेड 40.8 बिलियन US डलर्स त्यो ट्रेडिसन कन्टिन्यू भइराख्दाखेरि. हाउएभर हाम्रो साउथ एसिया अनि नेपालमा चाहिँ अलिकति त्यो डेटा भेटिएन, त्यस्तो छैन रहेछ भन्ने थाहा पायो. अनि इन्डियाकै कुरा गर्दाखेरि पनि इन्डियाले फर्मली अलुम्नाई एसोसिएसन्सलाई ड्युरिङ द टाइम अफ कोभिड चाहिँ एक्नोलेज गरेको थियो. अनि हाम्रो नेपालमा पनि युजिसीले 2007मा इन्कर्पोरेट गरेको थियो. सम अफ द पाइनियर इन्स्टिट्युसन्स आर गोदावरी अलुम्नाई एसोसिएसन, सोसाइटी अफ एक्सपुडा नीलकण्ठ एन्ड यहाँ सेन्ट म्यारिजको अलुम्नाई एसोसिएसन छ. अनि लिट्रेचरबाट नै वी गट टु नो कि अलुम्नाईहरूले 2 वेजमा कन्ट्रिब्युट गर्नुभएको छ. दे आर कन्ट्रिब्युटिङ मोनिटरीली पनि अनि नन मोनिटरी भन्ने थाहा पायौँ. अनि त्यसपछि हाम्रो रिसर्च अझै बढी ओके ल यो रिसर्च नेपालमा भएको छैन, वी विल युज दिस रिसर्च इज टु फिल द लिट्रेचर ग्याप. अनि त्यसपछि अब यो रिसर्चले चाहिँ रिडर्सहरूलाई अलिकति कन्ट्रिब्युसन गर्न, आफ्नो कन्ट्रिब्युसनलाई रिफ्लेक्ट गर्न पनि हेल्प गर्छ होला भन्ने तरिकाले चाहिँ हामीले यो रिसर्च गरेको थियौँ. अनि हाम्रो रिसर्च अब्जेक्टिभ्स टु एक्सप्लोर द स्ट्याटस अफ अलुम्नाई एसोसिएसन्स इन द स्कुल्स एन्ड कलेजेस अफ काठमाडौँ भ्याली. अनि उहाँहरूले त्यो मोनिटरी नन मोनिटरी कन्ट्रिब्युसन कति कति गर्नुभएको छ भनेर पनि हामीले एक्सप्लोर गर्न खोज्यौँ. अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ स्कलरसिप प्रोग्राम्सहरू कति फन्ड गर्नुभएको छ भन्ने पनि हाम्रो रिसर्च अब्जेक्टिभ रहेको थियो भने. अनि आइडेन्टिफाई द च्यालेन्जेस फेस्ड बाई एल्मा म्याटर्स एज वेल एज अलुम्नाई एसोसिएसन्सले कसरी गर्नुभएको छ, त्यो च्यालेन्जेसहरू के छ फर्मेसनको लागि भनेर चाहिँ हाम्रो त्यो रिसर्च अब्जेक्टिभ रहेको थियो भने. रिसर्च मेथोडोलोजीमा चाहिँ हामीले सुरुमा स्कुल्सहरूको स्याम्पलिङ गर्दाखेरि काठमाडौँ, भक्तपुर र ललितपुरलाई हुने गरिकन हामीहरूले स्ट्राटिफाइड ऱ्यान्डम स्याम्पलिङ युज गरेर चाहिँ गरेको थियो. बेस्ड अन अनरसिप स्ट्याटस, गभर्मेन्ट स्कुल, प्राइभेट स्कुल र पब्लिक स्कुल, यो 3वटा ओनरसिप स्ट्याटसको बेसिसमा चाहिँ हामीले डेटा यो स्याम्पलिङ गरेको थियो. अनि डेटा कलेक्सन टुलमा चाहिँ वी युज क्वेसनर, स्ट्रक्चर्ड इन्टरभ्यू एन्ड अल्सो द अब्जर्भेसन. लाइकवाइज डेटा एनालिसिसमा मिक्स मेथड युज गरेको थियो. यो इन्टरभ्युज अब्जर्भेसनबाट आएको डेटालाई हामीले न्यारेटिभ एनालिसिसबाट युज गरेको थियो भने. अनि यो हाम्रो क्वेसनरबाट आएको डेटालाई चाहिँ हामीले डिस्क्रिप्टिभ स्ट्याटिस्टिकल एनालिसिस फ्रिक्वेन्सी डिस्ट्रिब्युसनबाट गरेको थियो. सो हामीले इनिसियली 60वटा स्कुल्स कलेजेसहरू स्याम्पल गरेको भए तापनि ओन्ली 44 इन्स्टिट्युसन्स अफ देम रेस्पोन्डेड. अनि तपाईँहरूले यहाँ हेर्न पनि सक्नुहुन्छ ओनरसिप स्ट्याटसको बेसिसमा प्रेजेन्स कस्तो छ त भन्दाखेरि आउट अफ 44 स्कुल कलेजेस 24 स्कुल कलेजेसमा मात्रै अलुम्नाई एसोसिएसन छ. अझै इन्ट्रेस्टिङ त के छ भनेदेखि 24 अलुम्नाई एसोसिएसन एक्जिस्टिङ चाहिँ छ, बट देन ओन्ली 14 आर एक्टिभ. अनि ओन्ली 14बाट पनि 2 सच एसोसिएसन्स आर प्रोभाइडिङ स्कलरसिप अर डुइङ सम काइन्ड अफ मोनिटरी भ्यालु. अरूले चाहिँ जब प्लेसमेन्ट, करियर काउन्सिलिङ जस्तो गरेको पाएको थियो. रिगार्डिङ द कन्ट्रिब्युसन अफ अलुम्नाई एसोसिएसन वाट वी फाउन्ड इज दे आर भेरी लिमिटेड अर्गनाइजेसन. 2वटा मात्रै गर्नुभएको थियो. एउटा अलुम्नाई एसोसिएसनले चाहिँ एकजना स्टुडेन्टको ECDदेखि क्लास 12सम्मको यो जति पनि पढाइमा खर्च लाग्छ त्यो हेरिदिनु भएको थियो भने अर्को अर्गनाइजेसन अलुमनाई एसोसिएसनले चाहिँ एनपिआर 10,000 को व्यवस्था गर्नुभएको थियो टु द एकाडेमिक एचिभर्स एनुअली 23 स्टुडेन्ट्सलाई दिने गरिकन अनि सम अफ द अलुमनाई यो चाहिँ इन्डिभिजुअल अलुमनाईले चाहिँ एउटा स्कुलमा भेटिएको थियो कि अक्षय कोष स्टाब्लिस गर्नुभएको रहेछ उहाँको साथीको नाममा एन्ड देन त्यही अक्षय कोषबाट आएको इन्ट्रेस्टबाट चाहिँ स्कुलले यो अराउन्ड एनपिआर 8,000 to 30,000सम्मको चाहिँ एकाडेमिक एचिभर्सहरूलाई मेरिट बेस्ड स्कलरसिप पनि दिने गरेको छ बट द मेजर कन्ट्रिब्युसन चाहिँ हाम्रो अगेन जिएए गोदावरी अलुमनाई
53 minutes,
एसोसिएसन I'll try to shortly यो यहाँ हजुरहरूले पनि देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ सो दिस इज द कन्ट्रिब्युसन मेड बाई 3 मेजर अर्गनाइजेसन इन टोटल अनि हामीले मेजर च्यालेन्जेसहरू चाहिँ कहाँ देख्यौँ त भन्दाखेरि हामीसँग नेपालको स्कुल कलेजेसहरूमा डेटाबेस नै छैन कति अलुमनाई पास आउट भइराखेको छ त्यो मेकानिजम नै छैन देयर इज नो ब्रिज टु कनेक्ट बिट्विन द पास्ट एन्ड द फ्युचर स्टुडेन्ट्स त्यो मेजर च्यालेन्ज देखेको छ अनि अर्को भनेको चाहिँ ल्याक अफ इन्थुजियास्टिक स्टुडेन्ट्स हाम्रो पनि ओनरसिप हो हाम्रो पनि स्कुल हो हामी आइराख्नुपर्छ भन्ने खालको त्यो च्यालेन्जेस देखेको छ अनि स्कुल कलेजेस आर फाइन्डिङ इट भेरी डिफिकल्ट टु कनेक्ट विथ द वर्ल्ड स्टुडेन्ट्स अनि अर्को भनेको चाहिँ अलुमनाई एसोसिएसन्सहरूको इम्पोर्टेन्स के हो पनि थाहा छैन भन्ने चाहिँ त्यहीँ गएपछि हाम्रो डेटाले थाहा पाएको छ अनि अर्को भनेको च्यालेन्जेस फेस बाई अलुमनाई एसोसिएसन्सको हकमा फेरि दे हेभ प्रब्लम इन रेजिङ फन्ड्स दे वान्ट टु कन्ट्रिब्युट टु देयर अल्मा म्याटर बट दे आर ह्याभिङ प्रब्लम इन रेजिङ फन्ड्स अनि ल्याक अफ कमिटमेन्ट ड्यु टु अदर कमिटमेन्ट पर्सनल कमिटमेन्ट्सहरूले गर्दाखेरि उहाँले त्यो टाइम दिन सक्नु भएको छैन अनि अर्को एउटा अलिकति इन्ट्रेस्टिङ चाहिँ के छ भन्दाखेरि यो लिडरसिप ट्रान्सफरको केस चाहिँ नेपालमा पोलिटिकल मात्रै नभएर यो सानो लेभलमा स्कुल लेभलमा पनि छ भन्ने खालको देखियो अनि अर्को भनेको चाहिँ यो म्यानेज अपडेट एन्ड म्यानेज द डेटाबेस सो अर्को इन्ट्रेस्टिङ चाहिँ इन्स्टिट्युसनल एटिट्युड यहाँनिर मैले कोट गरेर राखेको पनि छु हजुरहरूले हेर्न पनि सक्नुहुन्छ out of 44 surveyed institutions I think I'm getting अलिकति टाइम कन्स्टेन्ट हुन पुग्छ होला अलिकति लेन्दी भयो भने प्लिज फर्गिभ मी यो अलिकति इन्ट्रेस्टिङ छ अनि के भन्नुभयो भन्दाखेरि हामीसँग स्टुडेन्ट युनियन छ हामीलाई किन चाहियो अलुमनाई एसोसिएसन हामीलाई त चाहिँदैन भन्ने खालको त्यो खालको चेतना चाहिँ नेपालको अब सरकारी गभर्मेन्ट स्कुल्सहरू गभर्मेन्ट कलेजेसहरूमा देखेको थियो यो खालको एटिट्युड भने अनि अर्को चाहिँ कस्तो पनि देखियो प्राइभेटली ओन स्कुल्सहरूमा चाहिँ बाई गड ग्रेस वी आर डुइङ वेल वी डोन्ट निड टु सिक सपोर्ट फ्रम आवर अलुमनाई सो वी आर अल गुड हाम्रो स्कुलले नै प्रोभाइड गरिराखेको छ स्कलरसिपहरू भनेर अनि 44 मध्येको 9 सच इन्स्टिट्युसन डोन्ट इभन सी द भ्यालु अफ अलुमनाई एसोसिएसन सो दिस इज आवर फाइन्डिङ्स अनि अर्को डिस्कसनमा चाहिँ जुन जुन अलुमनाई एसोसिएसन्सहरू हुनुहुन्छ जसले स्ट्रङली फङ्सन गरिराख्नु भएको छ बिट सेन्ट जेभियर्सको अलुमनाई एसोसिएसन सेन्ट मेरिजको बुढा नीलकण्ठको उहाँहरूको ऱ्याङ्किङ पनि त्यस्तै नै छ कि नेपालमा पनि एन्ड इट्स ग्लोबली पनि त्यसरी नै छ सो क्याम्ब्रिजको हेर्दा पनि अक्सफोर्डको हेर्दा हार्वर्ड एमआइटी जसले गर्नुभएको छ दे आर हेभिली इन्भेस्टिङ टु देयर एल्मा म्याटर देयर इज अ मेकानिजम फर इट त्यो ब्रिज चाहिँ त्यहाँनिर छ अनि यो अलिकति एकाडेमिक एक्सिलेन्समा पनि कनेक्ट गर्न सकिन्छ देयर इज अ रिलेसन कोरिलेसन बिल्ड गर्न सकिन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ सो आई थिङ्क आइल टेक 1 minute लास्ट 1 minute So, about the limitations of the study हामीलाई लागेको चाहिँ हामीसँग कुनै डेटा नै थिएन कुनै रिसर्च नै भएको छैन सो इट विल बी द पाइनियरिङ स्टडी इट इज अ म्याटर अफ प्राइड फर अस टु बट देन ल्याक अफ प्रायर रिसर्च नेपालको केसमा नहुँदाखेरि चाहिँ अलिकति लिमिटेसन्स त्यहाँनिरबाट पनि आयो अनि कति यो हाम्रो स्याम्पल साइजमा पनि हामीले 60 स्याम्पल साइज भने तापनि 44ले अलिकति जस्टिफाई गर्न नसक्ला हाम्रो कन्क्लुजन एकदमै जेनरल हुन पुग्छ कि भन्ने जस्तो पनि हामीलाई लागेको छ यो कन्स्टेन्ट स्कोप अनि हामीले काठमाडौँ भ्यालीमा मात्रै गऱ्यौँ सो बाहिरको डेटाहरूले अलिकति रिजल्ट फरक ल्याउँथ्यो होला भन्ने पनि हाम्रो विश्वास छ सो यो these 3 hours the limitation of our study, and way forward we would love to conduct this research on the broader area काठमाडौँभन्दा बाहिर गएर पनि with larger sample sizes हामीले यो रिसर्चलाई कन्टिन्यू गर्ने सोचिराखेको छौँ, and then we will love to strengthen further collaboration with the policy makers, alumni network and the academician. हामीले in future we are looking forward to secure more resources, collaboration in the institutional support. So यो Q&A session को लागि थियो. I'd love to, if you have any questions, I'd love to answer it. So thank you so much for the opportunity and everything. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Prakriti. मजाले तपाईको रिजल्ट हामी अलिकति टाइम एक्सेस भएको छ तर हात उठेको छ डाक्टर पुष्प एउटा क्वेशन लिनु सकिएला दीपकजीको हात उठेछ
हस् हुन्छ एउटा
हस् त दीपकजी ओभर टु यु
नमस्कार सबैजनालाई मेरो एउटा सिम्पल क्वेसन हामीले काठमाडौँमा यो रिसर्च स्टार्ट गर्यौं हैन 40 स्कुल कलेज भन्नुभयो हामीले यसलाई एक्सपान्ड गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ स्कुल कलेजमा गर्ने भन्दा पनि लाइक भविष्यमा नेपालभरि एक्सपान्ड गर्ने हो भने डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाइज चुज गरेर चाहिँ एउटा गोष्ठी सेमिनार जस्तो बोलाएर हैन लाइक हुन सक्छ स्कुल व्यवस्थापनको अध्यक्ष र प्रिन्सिपललाई राखेर चाहिँ हामीले एउटा दिनभरिको मिटिङ गर्यो भने सायद हामीले टाइम सेभ गर्न सक्छौं कि जस्तो लागेर मैले त्यति जोड्न खोजेको थ्यांक यू
Thank you so much,
comment भयो ठीक छ
sir, for the suggestion. I think we are looking forward, no, Umit sir? We are looking forward to the procedure and the conferences.
Okay, अब further question छैन र टाइम हाम्रो सिद्धियो so thank you so much Prakriti. Okay, thank you very much. Over to you, Dr. Pushpa.
There is a question on in the chat, Umit ji, Prakriti, if you could answer there, that would be great. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'll love to.
Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Rupendra Shrestha to invite our next speaker, Suraj Acharya.
Namaskar सबैजनालाई. My name is Rupendra Shrestha, and thank you so much for all the wonderful previous speaker. And now I'd like to introduce Mr. Suraj Acharya. He is a machine learning engineer at Palmine Technology, Nepal, and he holds MSc in data science from Oslo Metropolitan University, Norway, and he also holds master degree in computer application from BTU, India. He's a certified data scientist, and he have over like 5 years of experience working in academia and industry. And he majorly focus on practical use of AI, and including computer vision, NLP, and data engineering. And he also have publication on those areas. He is very passionate about like working with AI in the field of chatbot and also in the field of like health science. So I'm really excited to hear his talk, and like thank you so much for agreeing to present on NIRI annual meeting. Suraj Acharya, the floor is for you. Have a nice time. Thank you.
Namaste, सबैजनालाई. Good evening from Nepal. I will share my screen first. Is my slide visible?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Rupendra sir, for the introduction and inviting me here. And thank you, organizer, for giving this opportunity to speak here. And today I'll be talking about our work, which was done in the predicting age using EEG brain signal at Oslo Metropolitan University during my master's program. My name is Suraj Acharya. Currently, I'm working as a ML engineer at Palmine Technology. Now I will begin with the introduction. Before that, I would like to also highlight this work was done in the collaboration with the PhD fellow student with 2 students, and it was the part of the dementia prediction of the PhD. I have done this small part. As we know, human brain is one of the most critical and complex part of our human body that has very complex neurological nervous system that communicates whole with our body. And the main thing we have implemented here, transfer learning with AI technique, especially on limited EEG signal data to identify the cognitive functions and the age predictions relationship. Using this concept, we can have many applications that we can apply on. For instance, neurological disorder diagnosis, personalized treatments, aging research, and many more. And also, we wanted to know about the transfer learning technique, how well we can use on the limited data, especially for the medical sector, which we rarely get, and also valid data set. And because of this transfer learning, we can identify or we can find any patterns which has a relationship between the brain's activity that relates with the aging. In background section, I have included 2 research papers here for the comparison of this work. Here we can see in the first figure, the researchers, they used sleep EEG data and used the dense net model, and the accuracy was 80%. Similarly, where we can see in the second figure, researchers, they used only 60 samples of EEG records using BLSTM, LSTM AI model, and the accuracy was quite higher as compared to study 1, which is 93.7%. And gaps and limitations about this research work. Despite prior research efforts, challenges such as limited data, especially, and creating AI model is always challenging in such field. Here we can see 2 figures having various graphs based on the artifacts. Artifacts come from physiological, from our human body, as well as from the environmental. In figure 1, here we can see various artifacts based on the states, like while being at rest, while blinking our eyes, and also in various other factors. And these graphs are compared and captured by the 2 EEG system. One is a rapid response, and another 2 is a conventional EEG system. Similarly, you can see in the second figure, there is also the similar graph, but only by the conventional EEG system, which was captured and recorded. The variation in this graph, actually, this is the graph of brain signals that was captured in the form of this frequency cycles. Here we can see various noises and also quality data. And the more noise we have, the more time we take for the reprocessing, for the training, especially on the AI model. This is the challenging. In methodology, transfer learning is used in CNN LSTM hybrid model, which we had designed for this research work. In model phases, we have applied 2 phases. In first phases, we designed and trained large NMT dataset that has a record of 1996 EEG signals and trained. And after training, we saved the parameters. And after saving that previous model parameter, we are implementing new CNN model for the 80 samples, which is new on-scene dataset. And the main concept of transfer learning is we are transferring the parameters value from previous model to the new model. And we are not training this AI model from the beginning. This is the main concept of transfer learning, because we are already, earlier model was trained on the previous model and we transfer parameters. So we can have training on the 80 samples. And there are many pre-processing steps which we had followed, filterings, and this is a bit technical, so I will not focus that much. I will keep it simple, like what we had done in this work. This is the dataset which we had taken from the NMT scalp EEG dataset. This is the overall ages groups and the categories of males and females. This is the model architecture, which I had discussed in just before, which I have discussed in the methodology section. This is the visual graph. This is the actual AI model, which is a hybrid model, which was trained on the main large data set, and we are transferring the parameters values to the second CNN model only for the 80 samples. And we are not training from this model from the scratch. Only this last layer we are training. This is the overall concept of transfer learning. Just we are transferring the parameters from one model to the another model. Here is the result and discussion. Here we can see two table figure. First table figure showing here we can see directly 69.4 accuracy score because we trained in hybrid model so that we have very less accuracy. And when we apply the concept of transfer learning, including the pre-trained model and the new model, we are able to achieve at least a bit higher 85.1 percentage accuracy score, which was also 5% higher as compared to the previous study one. Here is the main thing we can see from the graphs. Here three figures and two graphs we can see. From two figures we can see यसमा यो दुईटा फिगर्स हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ के बुझ्न सकिन्छ भन्देखि अब हामीले यदि थोरै डेटा सेटलाई मात्र हामीले ट्रेनिङ गर्यौं भने हाइब्रिड मोडलमा यो ग्राफले चाहिँ जस्तै स्ट्रेट लाइन जस्तो देखिएको छ थोरै फ्लक्चुएसन छ यसको मतलब के हो भन्दाखेरि मोडललाई हामीले थोरै डेटा दियो भने मोडलले चाहिँ यसको त्यो ब्रेन जुन इजी सिग्नल छ त्यसले चाहिँ लर्न गर्न नसक्ने अवस्था रहेछ भन्ने कुरा यसबाट पनि बुझ्न सकिन्छ जस्तै गरी हामीले यो थर्ड फिगरमा हामीले के हेर्न सकिन्छ भने जस्तै यो ग्राफ चाहिँ फ्रम टप टु डाउन अप्रोच छ यो चाहिँ जहिले पनि हाम्रो कर्भ चाहिँ फ्रम टप टु डाउन अप्रोच हुनुपर्छ अनि एक्युरेसी स्कोर यो एरर स्कोर हो यो एरर स्कोर पनि अलमोस्ट नियर टु 0 हुनुपर्छ यो राम्रो एक्युरेसी प्रेडिक्सन मोडल भन्नलाई खास मेन कन्सेप्ट यही हो जस्तै हामीले थोरै डेटा सेटमा पनि हामीले यो ट्रान्सफर लर्निङ कन्सेप्ट यदि युज गर्न सक्यौं भने हामीले चाहिँ प्रेडिक्ट चाहिँ एउटा होप चाहिँ राख्न सकिन्छ थोरै डेटामा यो स्पेशली अन मेडिकल डेटा सेट यो कुराहरू छ नाउ हामी इन द कन्क्लुजन सेक्सन यो कुरा जस्तै हामीले यो रिसर्च हामीले गर्यौं तर यसमा चाहिँ के कुराहरू छ भन्देखि यो ट्रान्सफर लर्निङको कन्सेप्ट चाहिँ हामीले जस्तै हेर्दा यो चाहिँ एकदम कम्प्लेक्स छ यो किनकि हामीले धेरैवटा मोडललाई ट्रेन गरेर अनि थोरै लिमिटेड डेटामा हामीले यसमा एक्युरेसी निकाल्न खोज्छौँ र यसको यो चाहिँ हामीले यो मेडिसिन यो पर्सनलाइज मेडिसिन ब्रेन डिसअर्डर यो कनेक्टिभ रिसर्चमा एकदमै हेल्पफुल हुन्छ र यसको फ्युचर वर्क चाहिँ स्टिल हामीलाई डेटा सेट चाहियो तर भ्यालिड डेटा सेट अनि अल्सो हाम्रो यो ट्रेनिङ एआई मोडल त्यसै पनि कम्प्लेक्स छ हामीले ट्रेनिङ गर्नलाई यसको टाइम अनि यसको फर्दर रिसर्च अनगोइङ हुनुपर्छ यसको पोटेन्सियल चाहिँ धेरै नै छ हाम्रो यो मेडिकल सेक्टरमा यो एउटा सानो पार्ट हो यो प्रेडिक्टिङ एज जुन हामीले यो एमा रिसर्च गरेको थियौँ यो चाहिँ अर्को वर्क जुन चाहिँ नेपालको जेनरल इलेक्सनसँग यो रिलेटेड छ टेक्नोलोजी अनिश्चित र रविन्द्र खड्का हुनुहुन्थ्यो सुरुमा
टाइम सकिएको हुनाले thank you so much for the wonderful presentation and it was like quite interesting to see some AI data in our symposium. So we don't have time for extra question now, so we'll put up for like question hour together. So now I would like to go back to Pushparaj sir.
Thank you, Rupenji. People can put questions and comment to you on chat. You can watch out there to Rajendra Pangeni. Okay. To introduce next speaker, Prakriti ji.
Thank you, Pushpaji. Thank you so much. I want to now introduce Prakriti Karki. Prakriti Karki was a graduate student at University of Paris, and now she is a research fellow at Telephone Institute of Genetics in Italy. त्योभन्दा बढी चाहिँ अलिकति भन्नुपर्दाखेरि प्रकृतिले चाहिँ ड्युरिङ हर अन्डरग्रेजुएट डिग्री सी जोइन निरी एज अ रिसर्च इन्टर्न त्यो अन्डरग्रेडको एउटा यङ स्टुडेन्ट्सले चाहिँ द वे सी वर्क इन दिस प्रोजेक्ट It is so impressive and so amazing. Your project saying that the project that she's presenting today was in association with collaboration with Kathmandu Cancer Center. Thank you, Prakriti, for joining, and thank you so much for amazing work that you have done. यो चाहिँ अहिले we have submitted and we are waiting from reviewers to hear as a publications. Thank you, Prakriti, to you.
Thank you so much, Rajendra sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Namaste, everyone. As Rajendra sir already introduced me, I'm Prakriti Karki, and this project was as an intern, and it was a collaboration in between NIRI and Kathmandu Cancer Hospital. The topic goes the cancer trains in Nepal from 2016 to 2021, findings from a single center cross-sectional study. The contents that I'll be covering today in this symposium are introducing this general concept of the cancer, the ongoing global cancer trains in Asia and in Nepal, the objective of the research, the pipeline, the results, and limitation with the future directions. So what is cancer? We all are familiar with this term cancer, and it's generally the group of disease, and it's called the group of disease because it's not only affected in one single tissue, but it can affect multiple tissue, and it has the common core feature that is there is the abnormal or the widespread growth of the cells uncontrollably, and it's caused due to the multiple factors, which can be either the external by the chemicals, or by the exposure to the radiations, or by the internal factors like the random mutations. There are basically two types of the cancer. One, the liquid, such as the blood cancer, or the solid cancer, like the breast cancers. And the cancer, it's been the hot topic in these days, because also as we can see that it's been receiving the large amount of money for the cancer research. For instance, here we can see that the NCI it received the budget of approximately 7.3 billion for the cancer research in 2023. Likewise, it has also received the large investment of around 7.1 billion. Likewise, for the breast cancer, for the blood cancer, for the brain cancer, the large fundings have been invested, and many companies are also been involved for this research. Approximately around 6,400 companies basing in the US, or followed by the China and UK. So what is the current the global trend ongoing looks like is that based on the study conducted by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, so at a global level, out of the 10, 7 of them are known to cause the maximum death in 2021, and they were more of the non-communicable disease, and the cancer being also one part of the non-communicable disease. It's the major focus, and based on the Globocon 2022 estimate, the most common form of the cancer has been the lung cancer in both sexes, followed by the female breast cancer, and there were 20 million cases estimated back in 2022, but it's been projected that by 2050, the number would increase to 35 million. And so that's around 77% increase of the cancer cases. If we see even in the Asia, like around 49.2% of the new cancer cases can be seen And also the cancer is known for the highest number of the mortality cases in the Asia, like around 56.1%. And one of the papers suggests that the three major driving forces for the cancer.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you forward a bit directly to the results section, because we don't have time much? Can you directly forward to the results section?
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll begin from here. So the major objective.
No, I think you should. I'm sorry to interrupt. You should directly go to the results section so that we can show the results to the
Okay,
You can
so
let's be fast. Thank you.
Okay. So we had in overall 2,789 cancer cases, of which the head and neck cancer was the major contributor, around 26.5%, followed by the gynecological cancer and the gastrointestinal cancer. In terms of the sex, we can see that there were more number of the male patients who were the cancer victims compared to the females. And in male, the head and neck cancer was the most prevalent one, while for the female, it was the gynecological cancer, followed by the breast, while the head and neck cancer stand at the third. Also, next we studied the trend of the cancer incidence in the 7 provinces of the Nepal, and for all the 7 provinces, the head and neck cancer stand to be the most prevalent one, followed by the most common 5 cancer cases were from the HNN, followed by the gynecological cancer, gastrointestinal, CNS, and the breast cancers. Also, next we wanted to see the trend in the different ethnicity, and this was something that we had not seen in the earlier research. And so we found that the Brahmin Kshetris, they were the major victims of the cancer, around 51%. It's more than half of the total cancer cases were accounted for the Brahmin Kshetris, followed by the Janjatis, Newars, Tarai Madhesis, Dalits, and Muslims. Next, we wanted to see the trend of the incidents in each ethnic group, and what we found out was that, yeah, for sure, the head and neck cancer, they were the most prevalent for all of the ethnic groups. But besides the head and neck cancer, what we found was the breast cancer. It was more common in the Newar compared to other ethnic groups, and in Janjatis, the gastrointestinal cancer was the most common one. It could be because the Janjatis, they are more used to the alcohol consumption or the smoked meat consumption, and the Dalits, they were more suffering from the gynecological cancers, and the Muslim for the CNS. Next, we wanted to see the incidence of the cancer in the different age groups. So there were more fluctuation, but what we could see was that there were more increase in the cancer cases from the age 30 and above. And for the head and neck cancer, this stands as the outlier from other cancers. And from the age 40 above, there was the sharp inclination in the number of the cancer cases, but yeah, however, there were more fluctuation after the age 40 above.
So thank you, Prakriti. I think we need to stop because of the time. Sorry for that. No problem. Thank you. अब यो स्टिल लिमिटेसन्स र डिरेक्सन मात्रै भएको भएर पनि देखाएको छौँ. थ्याङ्क यू. टाइम अनि प्लिज आस्क द क्वेसन्स हाउ वी हेभ इनोभेटेड द क्यान्सर रिसर्चको बारेमा चाहिँ प्रकृतिलाई इन द च्याट. I would also be happy to help Prakriti as well in the chat. Thank you. What's the next? I go back to Pushpaji. Thank you.
May I request invite Dr. Bhagwati Sedai to introduce Subhash Sedai. and to request also Subhash Bhai to, because he has listened all of the presentation. I hope he has got the benefit of combining all these things in a summary as well. Thank you. Over to you, Bhagwati ji. Bhagwati ji, are you there? Can you hearing us? सुन्दै हुनुहुन्छ? यदि त्यसो छैन भने
हुनुहुन्छ.
हुनुहुन्छ.
Okay, then let's do one thing. Let's हजुरले नै can you introduce Subhash ji? Subhash ji, are you there?
Yes.
यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ. म सुभाष जीलाई फर्स्ट 1 मिनट चाहिँ आफ्नो इन्ट्रोडक्सन दिन र त्यसपछि प्रेजेन्टेसन सुरु गर्न अनुरोध गर्दछु.
Yeah, namaste everyone. My name is Subhas. I'm currently living in San Francisco Bay Area. I'm a machine learning engineer. And yeah, thanks for inviting me here. I'm really excited about sharing my perspective on leveraging AI, so especially its implication in developing countries. So can I go ahead and share my screen and get started with the
Yes,
slide?
please. Yes, thank you.
Can you all see my screen?
Yep. Yes, thank you.
Okay. So this this talk is about the implication of like AI, especially in the developing countries. So this is going to be very high level discussion, and feel free to like ask questions. So just a brief introduction about myself. I did my PhD in machine learning from Australian National University, completed that in 2016. Since then, I've been working in the industry. So right now I work in this company called QB. Before that, I work at Twitter and then TapCorp. And here's a link to my research work that I've done during my PhD, mostly during my PhD. So let's briefly talk about AI. So I think AI has taken this front stage since in last 5 years or last 2 to 3 years. Like we've been using AI in the background, like without knowingly, but like since the release of models such as ChatGPT, like everyone has become more familiar about AI. Before that, also every time you use something like Google, something like YouTube, like there's an AI system in the background that is finding right videos for you or right content for you, or like finding the right documents that you search for. So, but like now with this generative AI and everything, it has become more like prominent. So in my belief, I think like electricity revolutionized the industry, like driven the technological revolution, AI is also going to do the same thing for the humanity. And again, similar to internet democratize information flow. And I think AI is also going to make similar impact in making access to the expert knowledge to everyone in the world. However, there are a lot of challenges in developing countries, in particularly to access these technologies, and I'm going to talk about that briefly in this presentation. So before jumping in, I want to just talk about some of the use cases that are more relevant to like Nepal. So AI use cases in the classical terms in agriculture, healthcare, and education, and we'll briefly talk about how AI is being used in frontier research as well. So application of AI in agriculture. So I picked some examples. So there's this app called Plantex. Basically, what you have to do is take a photo of leaf or like plant which you think is having a problem, and then it will kind of do sort of diagnosis and tells what is the problem, if there are any problem with the plant, and then give you like necessary measures that you can do to like prevent what is happening. So there was another example I picked here is a pilot program by Microsoft, basically launched in India. So what they have done is they send SMS messages to the farmers to tell the right time to plant seeds, and they have done this research which has shown that it significantly improves the yield of the crop. So these are some examples how AI can help in agriculture. There are like a lot of use cases, but these two are like something. These are a few examples. Application in healthcare. Healthcare is another big area where AI is making its strides. Again, I picked some examples of some use cases in developing countries. So like there are computer-aided softwares that are helping people to get access to X-rays based computer-based diagnosis. So WHO has endorsed a couple of software systems that can take your X-ray images and diagnose tuberculosis. And this is very important and as well as critical in the area, like remote part of the like developing countries where they don't have access to the radiologists to do the diagnosis. So you can actually use AI-aided software to get early feedback and maybe send it over like a communication channel to expert to do more further diagnosis. And this has been very helpful. Another example is like led by Google. It's focusing on diabetic retinopathy. And this system is extremely accurate and sometimes on par to expert systems. So far, it has been used to screen 600,000 eyes in diagnosing the retinopathy. And they've been, Google is partnering with countries like India and Thailand to screen and like make this accessible to a lot of people who otherwise don't have access to quality healthcare. And it is all driven by AI and software systems. There are a lot of more use cases of application of AI in the field of medicine in developing countries. Like for one example, I see every day is when I go and see a doctor, like all of the medical notes are now transcribed by AI system. So which would be very cumbersome thing to do. And now it is completely automated by AI, which means like all of the notes, you don't miss anything. It captures everything that the doctor is transcribing, and you get the full snapshot of your visit. And these kind of technologies are like being more prominent day by day. So another area like that is very relatable to like developing countries is use of AI in education. So there are a lot of effort in personalized education. Personalization in education is like a big area where you can cater like a different education style per student, which makes the learning more pleasing experience. I picked one example of this app called Google Read Along. So basically, the objective of this app is to help children learn languages, and this has been used in India, and it comes in 11 different languages, and some of the controlled studies have shown that it has increased the fluency of learning languages in kids by 40%, which is very, very significant. One interesting example I found was this called Robots Mali. So it's basically a generative AI system which is able to generate 180 plus children books in a local language, because a lot of people in developing countries don't have don't understand other languages, they don't have access to those languages. So it's very critical to get something that they can easily relate to. It captures the cultural aspect as well as making it accessible to the children. So these are a few examples where we have seen how AI is impacting various aspects of healthcare, agriculture, and education. There are so many use cases, but I'm not going to go into details of those. So these were some examples in your day-to-day life. It's not only AI is being used in day-to-day life, but they are actually being used in very cutting-edge research. I picked some examples again here. There are so many of them. So the recent, the most popular is the Nobel Prize in chemistry that actually got actually, it was given to Google DeepMind researchers for developing this AI technology called AlphaFold. Basically, it tried to predict the protein structure, which is very fundamental in a lot of medical research, drug design, and understanding diseases. Other example is in mathematics. Google is leading its effort in terms of solving this millennium problem, which is selected 10 different mathematical problems, which are the most hardest problem in mathematics that we know of. And also it's actively being used in drug discovery. So in future, I think it won't be very surprising if we already have a lot of AI-assisted drug discovery that comes into clinical trial, but it won't be very surprising in future if AI system completely takes some samples data and automatically comes up with the synthesized drug that we can test and evaluate. So I want to briefly touch into the application of AI in countries like Nepal. I did a little bit of research and I found very limited use cases. So there are mostly application of AI in application of AI in Nepal is mostly limited to pilot programs. And here I've listed some of the examples. So there's a program from FAO, basically an app which helps you to diagnose diseases in the crop by just taking a photo of leaves, similar to the planting software I mentioned. And there are some pilot programs in healthcare as well. So example, Project Kumbu, it's done by this company called Cure AI. Basically, it's again using the proprietary software to diagnose chest X-rays using a computer-aided system. NAMI, I think it's like a leading research organization. They developed this chatbot to help people with the maternal health related question and answering system. We are seeing it coming there, but most of them are limited to small pilot programs. And hopefully I expect that to change in future as like we embrace AI technology moving forward. I want to briefly talk about this. These things are like classical machine learning or classical AI. I want to talk briefly about this generative AI revolution that has taken over the world. So in particular, I want to talk briefly about the large language models. So large language models are basically like you can think of it as a black box system, which is trained to all human knowledge. So it knows everything that is available in the internet, all human knowledge that we have gathered over thousands of years. And it provides an interface in which you can talk to this black box system in natural language and response in natural language. So it's a very interactive and like easy mode of interacting with the AI system. But now it's mostly limited to English. You can talk to generative AI in the native language also, just because of the sparsity of the data available. It's more accurate if you speak in the language such as English. So I want to talk briefly about how this has become the household name. So in particular, I think everyone has used ChatGPT one way or another way. So ChatGPT or language models have made access to knowledge very easy. So they are very good at translating languages, understanding complex ideas, and in fact, actually generating production-ready code in software companies. Here's a graph in this slide. It shows how quickly ChatGPT was impressed by people. So it took only 2 months to reach 200 million users. That tells the scale of its operation as well as usability and impact in day-to-day life. There's one interesting stats about generative AI. Again, 25% of the code written in Google is written by the AI system. So you can see how companies are embracing the AI system and how it's going to change. And it's just been like a couple of years that these systems have come to play. So I want to show a quick demo. Let's say I am a teacher in a remote country like Nepal, and I want to explain this concept of central limit theorem. So it's a foundational thing in statistics. So let me quickly open it. So here is the demo. Basically, I have asked ChatGPT system to say to generate this. I'll talk about how this is generated. So basically, it creates this demonstration.
I'm अलिकति हेर्नुपर्छ कि सुभाषजी, thank you. पुष्पजी, please just follow up.
Yep, I will. I'll just skip the demo, but this is just an example of how you can generate something using generative AI. back to the slides. So what are the opportunities and challenges for in developing countries is so the opportunity definitely is access to the expert level knowledge is very easy now with the generative AI technologies. Also, developing countries may lack resources to train these large language models, but like open source models are making it easy for even for developing countries to have access to them. And also we can unlock like immense potential by like creating informative systems on top of these powerful AI technologies. The challenges for like specifically is like I would say like a language barrier, lack of AI experts in developing countries, and it is made worse even by the brain drain of like to from developing countries to like other countries. And there's also access to the powerful AI system. Most of them are behind the paywall. And there's a lack of government policy and infrastructure required to support and train people to use these technologies. So these are the key challenges. So what's the way forward? For a country like Nepal, I think the first and foremost important thing is government policy in planning, execution, and making AI accessible. Also, initiative to introduce AI-aided tools, not just in the pilot program, but with the long-term thinking so that it is sustainable. Another important thing is to upskill at scale. Basically, you have to like, because we know how powerful their systems are, so we need to teach people how to use it responsibly and make best use of it. So maybe introduce it in schools, and partnership between the government and private sector to build the ecosystem that fosters innovation. So in general, I think AI is going to change world good or a better way. And I think developed countries can leapfrog using this technology to build more complex systems, solve real problems. And I think the most important thing for developing countries is to lean on to this technology and embrace it. And for that, like government should think about policy to make that possible. And yeah, that concludes my talk. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me.
Thank you, Subhas. That was really great presentation, as I wished it was connecting everything, including the agriculture, crop production, health, education, and statistics as well. But I found one thing that spontaneously question in my mind. In academia, people are scared about use of AI in the assignments and production of the essays and all those things. I think something about drawbacks of this AI technology. Maybe you can speak about it a little bit for 1 or 2 minutes.
This is definitely absolutely. The challenge with AI is now a lot of the assignments or the things that the mental stimulation you get by doing this exercise. Like mental stimulation is not fun for anyone, right? So basically, you'll always want to find a workaround. So definitely there are challenges in that. That's why it's very important to educate people and tell them like when is the right time to use it. And I think over the period of time, like we will see the education also evolved. So it's very hard to tell right now. But again, it's important to educate people how you should use it. Like just doing assignment is probably not the right way to use it. Using it in the real day-to-day life to solve problem is probably, because one is about solving problem, another is about acquiring knowledge. There is no shortcut to acquiring knowledge. You have to go through that painful process. So that's why it's extremely important in schools and like in education sector to teach students the importance and as well as drawbacks, like if you use the shortcut.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now let's move to our final section, that is vote of thanks. Thank you very much to all of the speakers on behalf of the organizing committee. Now I would like to invite Dr. Rajendra Pangeni, who is the chairperson of NIRI. but I can see the raised hands. Maybe you can chat on, send messages to Subhas directly. Thank you.
Thank you, Pushpaji, and thank you everyone. Sorry, मेरो भिडियो केही कारणले अफ भयो. Thank you very much. सबैजनालाई एकदमै धेरै धन्यवाद छ. Thank you so much for joining today's symposium. NIRI was established 4 years back, and we started NIRI Symposium from the first day itself. The goal of the symposium was to invite to bring researchers, faculties, students, policymakers, and everyone, the people from of all walks of life into a single platform and share the research that we have been doing, the innovations that we have been doing. अनि अर्को कुरा चाहिँ निरीको मेन एसेन्स भनेको चाहिँ we want to collaborate, we want to make sure that there is no competitions amongst us, but there is a collaboration and collaborative attitude amongst us, amongst the institutions in Nepal and researchers in Nepal. त्यो भएर चाहिँ हामीले instead of showcasing our own research, we also invite other speakers around the world, the research that have been more relevant to Nepal, अनि निरीको पनि research र अरू the research that we do all over the world, त्यसलाई चाहिँ मिलाएर let's discuss, share the ideas, and let's see whether there are opportunities to collaborate together भनेर हामी भन्ने गर्छौँ. आजको सिम्पोजियम चाहिँ अलि सर्ट गऱ्यौँ हामीले. हाम्रो गोल चाहिँ यसलाई एउटा फेस्टिभलको रूपमा लिएर जाने हो, वेयर इन पर्सनमै, इन फिजिकलमै होस् अथवा हाइब्रिड मोडमा होस्, द पिपल फ्रम अल ओभर द वर्ल्ड क्यान जोइन अस थ्रु दि टेक्नोलोजी. अनि नेपालको चाहिँ नेपालमा इन पर्सन आएर गफ गर्न पाइयोस्, होल डे अथवा मल्टिपल डेजको इभेन्टमा कन्भर्ट गर्ने हो इन अ लङ रन. तर अहिले चाहिँ हामीले हाम्रो कन्स्टेन्ट्सहरू र निरी मोस्टली यो अहिले हामी चाहिँ भर्चुअली काम गरेको भएर, धेरै कुराहरू काम गरेको भएर चाहिँ we are still on a virtual mode. I don't want to take more time. I would like to thank today for all the speakers we have joined us despite their very occupied and busy schedule. I would like to thank all the participants. As a जुजा आउनु भएको छ, thank you so much for your time and being with us. एकदमै attentive भएर, यस्तो उहाँसँग इन्गेज भएर आज बसिदिनु भयो, यसको लागि thank you so much. I would like to thank the organizing committee. Dr. Pushparaj Pantha is the coordinator, अनि Dr. Upendra Shrestha, Dr. Dipraj Thapa, Dr. Suraj Saha, Dr. Bhagwati Sedai, Dr. Sangeeta Srutriya, साथै advisors, Dr. Tulsi Acharya, Dr. Hemraj Akal, Dr. Tara Sigdel, and Dr. Om Kurmi. I hope I haven't missed anybody's. And also, I shouldn't forget to tell that our outgoing admin officer, Suraj, for helping us a lot in this. Ani our newly joined admin officer, Shreya Basanet. हजुरहरूले चाहिँ धेरै इमेलहरू श्रेयाबाट पाउनु भएको थियो होला. She's young, energetic, and extremely talented new admin officer. र यो पछि पनि हजुरले जति कम्युनिकेसन्सहरू निरीबाट पाउनुहुन्छ, most probably it would be from Shreya, and thank you, Shreya, for this. And thank you once again for joining us, and we look forward to welcome you again next year's symposium. And we hope that next year would be hybrid mode. That would be our plan, but we are still working out if it's possible. Thank you so much once again, and thank you for joining us. And please stay in touch. Thank you very much.